Hey everyone, Dave here from Ascot Life Church. I've loved these videos in the Restoration Shop series that we've been looking at, reminding us of the things that are so precious to us and that sometimes need a bit of care and focus and restoration to bring them back to their full glory and intended purpose. And I don't know about you, but one of the things that I've missed the most this last year is been worshipping together as part of God's family, as part of the church family. There's nothing like it, is there? Singing together with your church family. And as brilliantly as our worship teams and leaders have done, it's not the same watching the worship on your TV or laptop at home trying to sing along. The thing is, as much as this is a big loss, singing as part of our gathered worship is just a small part of what it looks like when the church family meets together. One of the most wonderful aspects of worship as God's people is being a family together and participating together. We have a phrase in Ascot where we say we want to be participants, not just spectators. And online church has not helped that. Watching every Sunday on the screen ahead of us. In his letter to the church in Corinth, Paul is encouraging the early church and gives a blueprint of what it looks like when the church meets together. He says this: "What shall we say then, brothers and sisters? When you come together, each of you has a hymn or a word of instruction, a revelation, a tongue or an interpretation. Everything must be done so that the church may be built up." He finishes a few verses later. "Therefore, my brothers and sisters, be eager to prophesy and do not forbid speaking in tongues, but everything should be done in a fitting and orderly way." You see, friends, each of us has a part to play. And that's the normal part of gathered church together as we worship together. A part to play, not just blessed thoughts, but with the things of the Holy Spirit. You see, these charismatic gifts are given by God through his people to build up the church. They're to be a regular occurrence when the church meets. As a family of churches, through our history, we believe in the gifts of the Spirit. We believe that they're for today. We're a charismatic people, taking these grace gifts from God and sharing them with each other. There's something wonderful, isn't there, about singing together? But when God speaks through our brothers and sisters, wow, whether it be through a prophetic word or a prayer in a spiritual language followed by interpretation. Or what about when someone brings a word of knowledge that changes someone's life forever? It's amazing. People will say, surely God is in the midst of you. And that's what we want, to be a people where God is at work. Now, for me, it's been an absolute privilege to serve in Commission Youth at West Point over the last years and seeing the young people stepping out in this. They get it. They understand that they're not too young to play a part, to have a part to play. It's amazing when they bring words of knowledge, gifts of healing, prayer, passages from the scriptures, tongues and interpretations, just seeing them step out in faith and watching God's loving kindness through their sometimes faltering participation and seeing his grace at work is amazing. It's humbling. Do we understand that we all have a part to play in the right context? I don't know about you, I just miss this so much. It's what we talk about missing the most as a leadership team. The participation as people, orchestrated, conducted by God, the Holy Spirit in our meetings. It's been hard to replicate, hasn't it, in church online. But it's something, friends, that generations before us had to fight for, to bring to our churches, for that to be normal. It took battles in the 70s and 80s to see this amazing thing happening amongst us. I can't wait for that day when we meet together with our church family, when we worship and sing and participate together in these amazing, life-changing, God-honouring grace gifts that point us to Jesus and remind us that God, the Holy Spirit, is working in and through us. Let me encourage you. Start getting ready for that day. Start preparing yourself. Maybe you need a bit of restoration in this area, but go for it. It will be a blessing as you serve God and your church family, as you use these charismatic gifts to build up your brothers and sisters. God bless.